July 31, 2022. A missile fired from an American drone killed the leader of Al-Qaeda, Ayman al-Zawahiri, in Kabul. The strike was the biggest blow to the terrorist group since the killing of the 9/11 mastermind Osama bin Laden in Pakistan over a decade ago. Zawahiri had a $25 million USD bounty on his head for coordinating several terror attacks, including co-conspiring in the 9/11 attacks, which killed nearly 3,000 people. According to several media reports, U.S. intelligence tracked down Osama's successor in Afghanistan early this year, after he relocated from Pakistan to an upscale neighborhood in Kabul.
No matter how long it takes, no matter where you hide, if you are a threat to our people, the United States will find you and take you out.
While the news of Zawahiri's killing was welcomed the world over, it is another embarrassment to the Taliban, which had promised to wipe out all terrorist groups from its territory during the Doha Agreement. In an attempt to save face, the Taliban have claimed that the regime had no information about the al-Qaeda leader's presence in Afghanistan. Unconvinced by their response, both Washington and other political observers have accused the group of double-dealing. The fact that Zawahiri's hideout was less than 2 kilometers away from the Taliban's intelligence headquarters in Kabul poses some serious questions before the Afghan leadership. Historically, the Taliban and al-Qaeda have had the same ideological leanings. Washington believes that the former doesn't seem to be parting ways with the latter, despite its claims to the contrary.
Perhaps there is complete distrust between the US and Taliban, especially the manner in which Taliban took over power in August 15th, in spite of the Doha deal. So therefore, they were tracking al-Zawahiri on their own.
Pakistan too was facing many questions and criticism, as Zawahiri was long believed to have been living in that country. The fugitive al-Qaeda leader was alleged to be hosted in Kabul by the Haqqani network, a powerful faction within the Taliban with deep ties to the Pakistani intelligence community. The killing of al-Zawahiri could most probably help the Islamic State in Khorasan province in enlarging its base in Afghanistan. Zawahiri's presence in Afghanistan is a major blow to the Taliban's credibility and dents the group's efforts to gain legitimacy in the eyes of the world. Harboring one of the most wanted men in the world does not help their cause. Balochistan is Pakistan's largest province by landmass, but smallest by population. It is also the country's least developed region, despite its vast reserves of minerals, gas, and other natural resources. The ethnic Baloch accuse the Pakistani state of denying them their rights and extracting their resources to fuel development in other parts of the country. Many Baloch advocate independence and are running resistance movements as they blame Pakistan for forcefully occupying the region. The struggle in Balochistan was further fueled after the extrajudicial killing of Baloch leader Akbar Khan Bugti in 2006 by the Pakistan Army. The chief of the Bugti clan, Akbar Bugti, was a prominent leader of the Balochistan separatist movement. He had earlier been at the heart of mainstream politics and had served as governor and chief minister of the province. His death triggered massive protests when the entire province of Balochistan, from all walks of life, united against the Pakistani regime. The rapidly growing discontent against the government in the wake of Bhutti's murder has led to an enduring armed and nationalist struggle for independence. In response, the Pakistani army, along with its notorious intelligence wing, the ISI, has waged a brutal and relentless war against the Baloch and have turned the entire province into what observers call a graveyard. Today, mass graves of poor Baloch are discovered at different places. Nobody truly knows how many bodies are buried there and their identities.
पाकिस्तान के 21 इंसानी हक़ानी खिलाफ वर्जी करने गए लक्कान मखलूक बेगो करता लक्का मखलूक शहीद करता लक्का मखलूक को थी कस्टडी या तहवील या कायदता शहीद करने गए कि चिक्कस कब्रिस्तान आबाद है.
Though Balochistan has witnessed bloodshed for several years, the conflict in the region intensified when China set its sights on exploiting the resource-rich region. Baloch nationalists, forming many groups, have been urging the state to oppose curbs on civil rights and the exploitative China-Pakistan economic corridor projects. Through CPEC, China is collaborating with Pakistan to exploit the residents of the arid and mountainous region. The Baloch now believe that China is directly or indirectly strengthening the majoritarian Pakistani Punjabi colonization over the province for their expansionist ambitions and economic benefits. There is a near-complete media blackout about Balochistan. Very little news comes out of the volatile region. Even the news that does manage to make it to the national papers is pushed aside and not given the attention needed for any change in the region. A large section of Baloch political activists and students who have migrated abroad are demanding the urgent intervention of the United Nations. If the Baloch voice is not heard, the genocide in Balochistan will continue.